Hello YouTube world, and welcome back to Thoughtful Thursday. I am Movement Mike Nimchek, and today I would like to discuss with you the holistic approach to health, the all-encompassing health of our human bodies depends on the health of every little bit and every little bit's ability to work as a whole, as a unit, as a team. To go into isolation and try to fix one little thing is neglecting the rest of the picture. And to put it into kind of a mental picture or a visual, imagine a really crappy old water dam. Right? Now imagine that water dam has sprung a leak. There is water coming out of a hole in that dam somewhere. What do? Well, if you are looking at it from the conventional medical practice approach, you would take that single hole and you would plug it up. Voila, band-aided, done. But you're not taking care of the whole problem. The dam itself is faulty. Now you have another leak at another location on the same dam that is sprung, because that water pressure will go to the weakest point. So you can patch these different holes all day, every day for the rest of the time, but eventually it's going to be one big patchwork and then it's just going to crumble. Now, relating that to the holistic approach, the alternative health approach, which is what I continue to research, learn, and then share with you all. So the holistic approach would take that leak in the dam, figure out why that leak happened. Where did it come from? Was it a bad storm? Is there some sort of debris that's pressing up against this dam? What is the cause of this? Not just how can we fix it and be done with it, but what is the root cause? Is this something that we can take care of so that it won't happen again? Or is this something that we're going to have to rebuild and restructure? As we continue to evolve and grow, looking at it at the conventional medical practice, it is becoming, I believe it is becoming a supported positive to admit when you have made a mistake, when you have come up with a hypothesis or conclusion only to come back to it now years later and say, yeah, when at the time this made sense, but here's what I have found, and it's going against what I had said years ago. I feel like that in the medical community is growing rapidly. We have yet to get there on the economical or really the political side of things, but I'm not going to go there. All right? So getting back into this dam thing, this water dam thing, I need to be specific with that. Being able to either look at it from the whole perspective and see how can we fix this so it doesn't happen again, or we completely redo the structure. Relating that back into the human body is being able to take the human body, find what's going wrong with it, and not just trying to fix that individual thing, but see where the root cause is happening. I know that in my life personally, I've had a few of my friends and loved ones that have had knee issues recently, and for a while, and I don't try to press this on anybody. We all have our own minds that can make our own decisions. It's our body, it's our life. As long as it's not harming anybody else or anything else, then I don't see an issue with it. As long as it's not hurting anybody or anything else. That's the important part of that statement. But noticing the faulty movement patterns or movement that is very, very, very subpar and that has been proven to have a negative effect on the body. Staying with this specific example of the knee joint, when you walk with your feet turned out like this, with shoes that have a lot of arch support so that the muscles in the bottoms of your feet become lazy, combine that with the fact that if you're walking like a duck all the time, right? You're kind of turning your feet out, heel is pointing inward, right? Like this. You do that over and over and over and over and over again. Combine that with developing lazy arches and muscles in the bottom of your feet because they don't need to, because they have beautiful, cushy arch support shoes. Now you have this kind of, I'll do it on this knee, this inward kind of pushing into the knee. Can you see that? I'm just looking at it in this video and it literally is making my skin crawl. Your knee is only meant to go in one linear direction. It's your hips that turn. The knee's not turning, the hips are turning. The ankle is very mobile, but in order for the ankle to be properly functional, you need to have a strong arch and strong muscles at the bottom of the feet. So, working to help improve the health of your knee starts at the bottom of the foot, up the calf. You got to loosen up those calves so you can properly have ankle range of motion. And then see what's going on in the shin and also in the quad. So it's not the knee itself that we really have to band-aid, but it's everything else above and below it. And that's really what it comes down to. Now to take on another example on the opposite end of the whole body health spectrum would be your emotional and spiritual well-being. And I know I've talked about this in previous Thoughtful Thursday episodes. Your mindset, how you think, and what you think about most often will ultimately determine how your reality is around you. I'm not saying it's the end-all be-all. There's a lot of environmental factors that go into this. But for the most part, it all starts in the mind. What do you think about the most? What do you obsess over the most? Those are the things that are going to manifest into your reality. There's more and more and more evidence coming out that we really are living in a holographic reality. So the more and more that you can believe and think what you truly desire and wish to exist in, the environment you wish to exist in, can become a reality. With enough consistent thought, positive mental attitude, which is the other video, I'll try to remember to post that down below, and other factors that increase the manifestation of the reality that you wish to have. Now, I'm not saying you can say, oh man, I want a Porsche, I want a Porsche, I want a Porsche, and then expect like a beautiful red Porsche to show up in your driveway one day. It's not exactly like that. Some things take longer than others, right? The law of exchange. Truly looking in and figuring out what it is you want. And I use that word carefully because a lot of us can go into wants and needs and desires in a very superficial way. Maybe that's all maybe that's all that really matters to you. And in that case, you do you. Again, as long as it's not hurting anybody or anything, more power to you. I personally find a more global perception, or something that is not so centered around me, not so materialistic, but more of a communicative-based consciousness, balance within nature. I have a very hard time with our current state of affairs and how much we just tear up and abuse the resources which are available on this planet that we live on. I know I'm starting to get all hippy-dippy, but hey, it is what it is, and this is me. To help create a more, and I can't even use the word sustainable anymore because we can't even sustain what we have going on. It takes now for the earth to recover and recuperate for the amount of resources that we're extracting every year. It takes the earth a year and a half to regenerate from that. So we're almost consuming 2 Earths every year as a species. Now, if that's not messed up and unsustainable, I don't know what is. And I truly have a very strong belief that we are here at this time to make the change. I wrote about this on my personal Facebook page, or status update on our current mindset and how we really are the change that we've been waiting for. For those of you that do have a conscious, caring mindset for the place in which we live, if you just kind of have a small kind of tap in the back of your mind that says, put that piece of plastic in its recycling bin, or pick up that piece of trash off the ground. It's not supposed to be there, especially when you're out walking on nature trails or something. It just seems so alien, so foreign. You are the one we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for. I know I keep saying that, but I truly believe that this is why we are here. To make the change. To switch from being such a monetarily hungry society to being a society of balance, of reason, of shedding this egotistical, paternal dominant, completely imbalanced society and just becoming more reasonable. It really just comes down to that. Is there a reason why we have to be in a constant war? Besides making a lot of money, which we just spend it all trying to create another war. I hate getting political, but these are things that are pressing. These are things that are important. It doesn't seem like it would affect our day-to-day lives, but it's a slow, slow burn. To put into another mental picture, another perspective, it's like putting a frog in water and then turning the burner on and slowly allowing that water to boil. The frog's not really going to notice. But if you bring the water to a boil and then drop the frog in there, hey-ya-ya-ya-ya, that's going to be extremely uncomfortable. You're going to notice it then. So we're in a pot of water that's slowly coming to a boil. At what point do we become bright red, cooked and served? I'm sharing these videos not only to help start what I believe to be a new movement, to be a new reality, a more sustainable, kind, beautiful way of living, but just a better way to maintain our existence and the existence of the rest of the life on this planet. I hope this has made you think a little bit. Until next time, keep going and keep growing, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually stronger. Peace.